Billy, that's you? Billy, that's you?
First, I do care about the turtles, and I do not like straws because of that, sure.
I'm a straw. I love a good straw. I love sucking on shit. Not dicks or anything. Nothing
115 10.
Nothing homosexual.
1-3
That
2019.
makes sense.
Okay. That's
right.
gonna be in the opening video. Oh. Oh my god, bro. There is no one like you. You are...
But I'm gonna fuck around and make my whole fucking album distorted, and they gonna be like, that boy edgy as fuck. Yeah, fuck. TCAP 803.
Coming heavy with the weight and feel. Wonder if the hoes in Jesus' hand he'll give a fuck how a man feel. Whole world at a standstill, stigmatized. Donald Trump they will not criticize. Still question bomber like my nigga lied. White girls boosting so my nigga ride. Out here switching sides. Crossing ship to mind the window cause they living blind. And they sold that, show it. I swear my flow how potent, how these hoes got open. And you know Pop's joking. If he expect forgiveness, I'm one of your 7 victim hells free of heaven's prison. These are split decisions. And I think I give the misses, but I give the masses. My whole arm, there are no walls. I ain't kissing asses, the shit, and I don't starve. Don't starve. She ain't bars, the ending, she won't call her. You didn't see her coming. People are screaming, running, baby, like babies, why they ain't needed nothing. Drive, horsepower, is speed punching. Smoking weed, I'm blunting. Notice these are stunning, ain't me like Jesus functions. Eating knowledge, I got key consumption. Super Saiyan, wanna be, I eat a peanut buzzing. Fuck your family, they ugly. You can keep your cousin, most people puzzling. You want my time is about an hour and I need 100. I see your ship and see it sunken. Missing me, she keep on cutting. She a keeper, love a hot box, a beaming bucket. My demon, she seen a sucker. She breathe me, need me, so fucking here for long haul. Press hold if God calls.
Hey, Creighton.
I
Episode 99
think I figured out
of the Shirts Off podcast on the Charlie Boy Twitch channel. We are 99 episodes in terms of numbered, formatted episodes. And by formatted, we mean we felt confident enough to put them on YouTube.
Yes.
Because in reality,
We probably did about 20 or so before.
I wouldn't say 20, but we did probably definitely like 5 or 6, but I think closer to like 10 or 12 that we just did and streamed, and that was it. And then finally, I was like, you know what? Yeah, we'll do the old YouTube.
Yeah, because I kept asking you from the beginning. I was like, "Can we put these up?" And you're like, "No, they're not right."
And I stand by that. And I low key stand by the first 5 or 10 that we did put up not being 100%. But I think that it didn't take long for us to get our.
What David was teaching us when we were in Learn TV?
Well, I remember a lot of things he taught, but
So-
which specific thing?
Like, a lot of his message was like, "Don't wait for something to be perfect. As long as you're producing stuff."
Yeah,
remember
I mean,
that?
and we were technically. I mean, we were making stuff. We just weren't like putting it out.
Yeah,
On
for it to
YouTube,
be
yeah.
remembered.
Well, I mean, it was on Twitch. Twitch could be. You can pull the VODs and stuff if you really
From
want to.
that? From way back when, like over a year.
No, I can't now. Now, I did have all of those saved before my computer got wiped.
Yeah.
I had every podcast we ever did saved,
I'm
which
still
I
not-
really wish we had that.
Yeah.
That would have been. It would have been really cool
We
to
could
have
pull
all
clips
those.
from that.
Not anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, not anymore. But maybe one
Sadly.
day we'll talk to the Twitch and they'll be able to pull it for us.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I doubt it. I feel like that's the shit all gets. I mean, you know what? Look, actually, though, you're probably right. I bet they do have a way they can do it. They just don't like giving everyone access because that would like clog the site up with traffic and like in the wrong spots. Like it would be pulling the wrong. They'd be pulling, for lack of a better way of putting it, digital resources in directions that they really shouldn't be. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
How did you do? How was your day, Charlie?
I slept most of the day. I finished getting the pool up. We listened to a frog orgy for like 18 seconds before the podcast.
You made
How crazy.
You made a pond, basically.
Yeah, where the pool used to sit, there is now about a.
You ought to take.
I wouldn't
pictures
say
of
it's
that and
quite
put
a
it on
foot.
your Twitter.
I'd
Or
say
at
it's like
least video.
6 to 8 inches deep,
It didn't look.
but
deep,
it's 33
looked-
feet wide,
Yeah.
or long, and like 18 feet wide.
Honestly, what you guys need to do is like turn that whole area into just
Show us
a
the
big ass koi pond.
Nah, we did to dig so much deeper, and it only goes like a little deeper than it is. That's where the big giant rock was.
Yeah.
That's why we couldn't put the pool there.
Mm.
What Mike's thinking about doing is, you know how there's a creek back behind that fence?
Yeah.
What he's thinking about doing is once we get the yard fixed back up, because that's what like the next project is. In the next couple of weeks, we're gonna start filling that back with dirt. Tomorrow, I'm going in there and I'm gonna dig a hole about 1.5 feet deeper than it is now, and put the pump down in there so that it pumps all the water out over the next day or two.
Yeah.
And then the next big project after we fix the yard and fix the patio is that potentially where that creek is,
Yes.
we're just gonna dig up going into he calls that Narnia past the fence. That's
Yeah.
Narnia, all that like forest. We're gonna pull back and maybe build a pond out of that.
Oh,
and
like
just-
out of the creek.
Yeah, so like where the creek is, like
Now is that on y'all's
backward.
property line or?
yeah, all that woods is his up until like up into the woods, like way up into the woods.
Okay.
So he would know more about what he's allowed to do. The only problem would be, I guess, would be like how much of that is uphill. A lot would fall in. So I don't know how you'd control that, but you know.
And you got people downstream from you.
Yeah, well that won't mean much.
Yeah.
That won't that's just more water pooling for that. But what are you gonna do with the frogs? Well, the frogs have a creek, like 15 feet away from there that they'll be happy in.
Yeah.
They live there anyway. They just moved there because it was new zone, and they will
It's
get
free
out
game.
of the water.
Free game for everybody.
No, they'll get out.
They'll
They're
get
not
out.
in there during the day anyway. It's too hot. Like it cooks them up. Well, there have been like 5 generations of frogs born in there, like schools of tadpoles. We probably killed like 15 tadpoles that were remaining yesterday because of just that's when we had to get rid of it. But aside from them, I don't think there'll be any new tadpoles, like, that make it to tadpole life. Like, there
Yeah.
might be some eggs right now that aren't gonna make it. If any frogs get caught in that little pump, then they just didn't deserve to be in the food chain. It's a pretty slow pump. It'll take like 20 hours to drain what water is in there. And any frogs that get sucked into that little thing just don't. I don't feel bad. I'm not gonna feel bad for those frogs. A lot of them are huge, like not like giant, but they're bullfrogs and they're already like big. You know, they're big boys. Like there was a fat boy in there earlier today. Like he was like as big as my hand. Like he sat on my hand and
He
like
didn't pee on you?
no, toads pee on you. Frogs will pee on you, I guess, but like it was just a bullfrog. I mean, he
You
was.
get warts from it. Is that just toads?
That's
Oh,
just
never mind.
toads. Yeah, I mean,
You mean I haven't been holding frogs all this time when I could have been holding frogs?
I held frogs anyway.
Look, I
Even with
gotta-
the understanding that there could potentially be warts.
So you know how my grandma's house is? She's got like that big flower bed outside the door, like a
Mhm.
bunch of flowers. You saw the other day. So you know that umbrella that they sit under on the patio. One day, she's like, "Go crank that umbrella up for me." And I cranked it up, and like no joke, there was probably about like 3 or 4 frogs just
Oh, yeah.
sitting in the center, like just chilling. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I went and told my grandma. She's like, "Did you get them out of there?" And I was like,
No,
"No,
they're
it's just-
frogs.
They're
They're not
frogs.
gonna-
They'll do their own thing. You
they're
know?
not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
There's
She's
only like 5 frogs in the world that are
She's scared
gonna
of
kill you.
frogs, though. She's like,
frogs.
yeah. She's scared of anything that's not like a dog or a cat. Even cats, she's like, I hate cats.
Yeah, my great grandmother hates cats. She was like scratched by one when she was a little kid,
Yeah.
and she's like like my grandfather shot a cat
Oh, really?
like in his yard, and
He
it was
was
like a
that
pretty
afraid.
cat.
Yeah.
I was very
Aw.
sad. It was like Snow White.
That would make me sad.
It was devastating. I couldn't believe he did it. He
What?
did it right in front of us.
Oh, really?
like,
he was just sitting there? and
Got
then
a
all of
rifle, walked up. We all stood there, and he just walked up to it and shot it. It was devastating. This is like he's dead now.
Jesus.
This has been like 12 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe. We were not that old, but
Jesus.
my little sister I think cried. I can't remember. I
By your
didn't.
little sister, do you mean you?
No, I didn't cry, but like I was mad. I was like, why the fuck did you kill that cat? Like I was
How old were you?
like maybe 10 or 11.
Mhm.
Maybe a little older than that. I can't really remember, but I was
Did you,
upset.
And what did he say?
He was like, "It's a pest. It's not like we don't like cats." Was basically his whole.
But cats, look, I know cats can be pests in a way, like for as far as like having them around your yard and stuff. But they also prevent like stuff like snakes and rats and everything like that. So I feel like it's kind of like a.
My grandmother doesn't care about that. She hates
see,
cats. That's why I killed her. She
My,
don't want-
my grandma used to kill snakes around the yard, and they weren't. I'm not talking about like poisonous snakes. Like poisonous snakes, I get, you know what I mean. But I'm talking about like just black rat.
I mean, yeah, I
snakes.
get that too. Look, I get it. Like I'm not saying don't kill anything. I'm not saying kill anything. I'm simply saying some people can't handle having those animals around.
Yeah.
And I understand that. Like, I've killed a snake in my life because it was in a yard with 2 little kids. And I didn't have time to decide whether it was poisonous or not.
Yeah.
And I was like, those are little kids that I know, and I'm
no,
like,
I mean I get that.
like,
but
you
you're
know
a
what I mean?
kid,
Like,
you know what I mean. At
yeah.
that point,
yeah.
I'm talking about people that like have lived there for years and know the difference between poisonous and like non-poisonous.
And a cat and not a tiger.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I mean, look, I didn't agree with my grandfather. But, like,
This one guy I know killed a cat because he was outside playing with his bunny, and a cat attacked it and killed the bunny.
I mean, yeah, in that case, you kill the cat.
Yeah,
I mean, but do you?
I don't know.
Like, even domesticated cats, like,
My
are just
dog
cats.
Brought me a dead kitten one time that he killed.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's rough. I'm watching the show Chernobyl
yeah.
right now. I'm on episode. I'm about to. The last episode is the only one I've left. There's only 5 episodes. It's a miniseries. The second to last episode shows the main story is about these 3 people who are like in charge of the whole situation, and then each episode has like kind of a side story about something else happening because of Chernobyl. And in the 4th episode, it's this soldier who's never been a soldier before, who's been enlisted, and he is in a squad with these 2 other guys who have like been to Afghanistan, who are like veterans, and their only job is to kill animals that are contaminated,
Yeah.
and specifically like house pets.
Damn.
So what they have to do is they have to go around to like neighborhoods and just start whistling, and like all the animals are just happy to see them because they haven't seen anybody in like a couple months. So they like run to them, and then they just start killing all of them like one at a time, like just pop, pop, pop. And the one guy who seems like the vicious badass veteran guy, like he's like telling the new kid like what to do, and like he's like if you shoot an animal and you don't kill it, keep shooting until it's dead. Don't let an animal suffer. And he says it kind of like matter of factly, not with like any love or happiness in his voice.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just like
Yeah.
it's like a matter of fact thing.
Yeah.
And the kid, when he shoots his first dog, like he only hits it in the stomach or something. It's just kind of laying there, and it's really sad. And the other guy, you just hear the gunshot go off, and he goes like, "Whoa," like he flinches, and the other guy runs over like very sternly, and he gets like his face in his face, and he says, "Do not let any of them suffer."
Yeah.
He's like, "You're taking that one to the truck," and like it's like this, like he's like this hard guy, this veteran, but he doesn't like he's doing what he has to do,
Yeah.
and he wants it to be done right
Yeah.
because he doesn't want. And then the saddest part is it like cuts a little forward where the new guy's like used to doing it by now, and he's like walking around, he's just taking dogs, cats out like in the road, and then like he says, "Okay, you know what to do, door by door," and they have to go in each building and look for new animals. And he hears this dog like whining, and he hears like a few more, and he walks in, and it's like a mother dog with like 10 puppies.
Damn.
And then the other guy, like the hard guy, walks in, and he's like, go outside. And he doesn't make him do it. And then like as the other guy's walking outside, he like starts to light a cigarette or something, and he grabs a drink, and he starts drinking his water as you just start to hear like gunshots one after the other, like 9 or 10 times. It is devastating. It is fucking
What
that
is
show
this?
is Chernobyl. It's about Chernobyl.
And it's just like a miniseries about the.
It's a
about
mini
the-
series about what happened in Chernobyl.
and
It's
these guys. So what are they doing with
incredible.
the bodies of them?
So they have a big
you
truck.
Said they pick them up.
Yeah, they get all the dogs and cats and all the animals, and they put them in a truck, and they dump them in these pits, and they have to cover the pits in concrete.
Damn.
They bury them in concrete
Because of the.
because of the contamination, the radioactivity. It is fucking devastating. It is like, it's horrifying. On the roofs of Chernobyl, what happened in Chernobyl, like they don't. So I'm only on episode 4, and by the end of episode 4, there's not a total understanding of what has happened, like how the reactor 4 exploded in Chernobyl. But when it exploded, graphite, which is what is like the radioactive part of the reactor, is all over the roofs. Like, and there's 3 main roofs that are like covered in graphite, and the graphite is what like will just straight up kill you if you like get near it or touch it. On one roof, there's 1,000 rottengens. It's like the measurement of how much radio.
rads.
Huh?
1,000 rads. For
Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%, but it's on one roof it's 1,000, and with 1,000, it's giving off 1,000 like an hour.
So
or something.
It'll cook you.
Well, yeah. So what happens is with 1,000 on one roof, you have like a 2-hour life expectancy if you're up there.
Mhm.
The next one was 2,000 an hour, and if you're up there, it's like it's an hour life expectancy. But there's one that's like 12,000,
Yeah.
and he said, if you are to stand on the 12,000 Rottingen roof for more than 2 minutes, your life expectancy will be 3 minutes. Like you'll die in 3 minutes if you stand up there.
Damn.
And then the other guy, like the scientist guy, is the one saying that, and then the other guy who's like this career politician says, it is effectively the most dangerous place on planet Earth at this moment.
Damn.
And like he says it like that, and you're just like, fuck. It's
and
the
this
guy
is
who
on
played.
Netflix.
No, it's on HBO.
Okay.
I'm the guy who plays the career politician is Selwig from Avengers and Thor, the scientist that was like friends with Thor, the old white dude, the one that Loki takes over in Avengers.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Him and the other guy. Did you watch the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert
Jr.
Imagine.
Did you watch both of them?
I've seen. It's been a while, but I've seen them. Yeah.
The second one with Moriarty. The guy that plays Moriarty is the guy who plays the scientist. I knew him as the guy from Mad Men. His name was Price in Mad Men. He
Yeah.
was one of the founders of the second ad group they worked for. Great show. One of my favorite characters ever in anything is his character Price. I want to say it's Jason Price, but that doesn't sound right to me. It's something Price. Anyway,
Yeah.
he's just awesome. His character's amazing, and he kills it. He's a phenomenal actor, and he's phenomenal in this. He got a nomination for this as well. Anyway, it's fucking gnarly. Like just the way that they've. I don't even remember how I got onto Chernobyl, but like in terms of this podcast and like discussing it right here, but dude, it's
no,
nuts.
All that historically accurate.
So I mean, it's hard to say how they would know certain things technically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like that's one of the big. Whenever I watch anything that is air quotes about anything,
Yeah.
it's really hard to believe what is accurate, especially stuff that is as old as that is, and as
Well, when did Chernobyl happen?
86,
Okay.
85 or 86. I think 86. So it's been a minute now. That was what 44 years ago? No,
Yeah.
no,
86.
34 years ago. 96, 06, 60. Yeah, 34 years ago. It's accurate, but liberties are taken. Yeah, I'd say that. Hey, Nick, I'd say that's a pretty good way of like. Obviously, some of the like the guy with the dogs. That's probably just a artistic understanding of what had to be done. I'm sure that's not like firsthand reports. I mean, it very easily could be. It's only a 35-year-old like situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of that could be realistic, but
And this.
the only things that are very like that I am very sure about are like people that are main people in the show that died. The way and the times that they're saying things happened,
Yeah.
probably. The thing that's scary is that you're talking about the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Like this is still when it was the Soviet Union, and the KGB was very much in charge of a lot of shit and keeping a lot of shit quiet. So like the scientists, when they're working on it, are trying to like figure everything out and can't because everything's being redacted as it happens.
Yeah.
So they don't know things that happened to like with the reactor. Like it took them like more than like by episode 4 you're like 6 months into it and they still don't really know what happened to the reactor.
Yeah.
The scientists, like the people in charge, the people who are trying to fix it and contain the contamination. Like it's bananas. Buy land. Start a community. Did you see Death of Stalin? I did not. I heard it was pretty great.
I watched a documentary about Stalin the other day on YouTube. But I've been doing that a lot. Like I watched about Pee Wee Gaskins the other day. That's the guy that I told you about that was riding around in a limo in South Carolina and killing people.
I don't remember that.
So, do you remember me talking about going to the beach like the very first time this summer? And I went through my dad's hometown and I was cutting back through to go to the beach. And I started going through like this county or whatever. And like I was like, man, this is weird. Like, 'cause it was all back roads the whole way, like till I got all the way to Conway. And I just like had like this weird feeling 'cause all around me was just like swamps and stuff.
Is Death of Stalin the one with like Bill Murray and
Oh,
all
no.
those like it's like a bunch of actors play like it's like a joke version of what could have happened?
I don't know. I
Is
haven't
that
seen it.
Death of Stalin?
But anyways,
A guy used to talk to his dad used to work on with Pee Wee Gaskins. Oh my god.
yeah. So anyways, I was coming through and then I got to Conway and my mom calls me and I was like, hey, yeah, like I went through my dad's hometown and now
And
like,
she just goes, "There's a murderer on
no,
the
no,
loose."
no, 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 no. She was like, oh, you're like over there where Pee Wee Gaskins used to be. And I was like, who's that?
And she says, "Look to the left. That's him."
And
I
she's like,
hide.
oh, no, other than just like this guy who rode around in the hearse and like would catch people, like would pick
A
up
hearse or a limo?
a hearse.
You said a limo a minute ago.
No, I said a hearse.
You definitely
I
said
did
a
not
limo.
say
a
a
minute ago.
limo. Go back and play it.
Yeah, you definitely
no,
said it.
I said hearse. That's
Nick,
not the point.
I
You're
know. I'm
getting
just
caught up
saying.
on
I'm
it.
just saying. It was
Listen
very
to what I'm
confusing.
saying.
I was like,
listen to what I'm
in my
saying.
head, I was like, "This guy's a fucking legend. He's in a
So-
limo."
so
like
he
I was
was-
seeing like a guy at the limo, like at the roof, like on out of the fucking sky roof, like just
Yeah.
sitting out there with guns and shit. I was like, "What's happening? What is
So
this guy?"
He would pick up hitchhikers, and then like, 'cause back then everybody would just hitchhike to the beach, pretty much. And he would pick up. It was in the 70s, like 70s, from like 70 to 82 or something like that. And he would pick up hitchhikers that were hitchhiking to the beach, and then kill them, and then throw them in the swamp where the alligators would eat them and stuff.
I kind of remember that part. I remember you saying that part.
There's more about what? About him. More about him. Oh no, I'm getting to it. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, eventually, like he gets caught because he killed his cousin, like his or no, his niece. That's what it was. So his niece.
Why'd he kill his niece?
So his niece had been sleeping with this black guy, and she got pregnant.
Damn.
And she had the baby, and the baby was about 2 years old.
So he was racist.
And he didn't like that she had this half black, half white baby. So he took her out to this swamp that was like near his land that he owned. And I think he like drowned her out there in the swamp, and then bashed the baby on the head,
Damn.
and then raped the baby,
Damn.
and then buried them both in a shallow grave near the swamp.
And that's how he got caught?
And then he had two people that were helping him with like this auto theft ring.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about taking like this car, and he didn't want to do the job. They were kept on going about. So he walked him out to this land, and was like, this tree would be like a good spot to, take the car after we steal it and take out the engines and basically like strip it for parts. And while they were looking up the tree, he pulled out a gun and shot both of them in the back of the head, and then buried them in a shallow grave near it. Because what he would do is he would go back into the woods and find like these holes where stumps had been. Like, you know how those stump holes can be kind of deep, and would just shove their bodies in there and then cover it up. But at least that's what he did with the people that he knew.
Maybe he was trying to get caught. A lot of serial killers, like at a certain point, want to be captured.
And
Was he captured or was he killed?
He was captured.
Okay.
And when he was captured, they found was like 4 bodies. And he started talking to them, and he was like, I can lead you to more if you like, give me some time off my sentence. And they were like, okay, and he led them to 13 bodies.
Damn.
But he claimed he killed
And they were like, psych.
he claimed he killed like over 89 people. So because he said it was like an urge, like that he couldn't resist.
Yeah.
So about once a month he would go riding around in his like hearse and go pick up somebody and then kill him. Like he said it like hurt him in his stomach if he didn't like see blood.
Serial killers are one thing, but I draw the line at racist serial killers. Also, holy goddamn fuck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it gets crazier. So while he was on death row, he got sort of like where he could wait longer on. I don't know how it works, but legally, he was able to get his death postponed because he kept confessing to murders and stuff, right? And like would lead people to bodies and stuff. But this guy that was in the cell beside him, like they said he was kind of slow, but what he had done was he had robbed a gas station in Charleston, and then after him and his fellas had robbed the gas station, he went back in there and shot the owners, and then left. And the adopted son of the owners like wanted him dead, but he had gotten like he had almost gotten off of death row like several times. Because, like, he was pleading, like, that he, like, mentally couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And stuff. And that he was not very, like, well educated, have very low IQ. So, the adopted son contacted Pee-wee and, like, set up for him to kill his cell. Like, the guy that's his cell. And they were like, it's impossible. Like, his daughter went and told them that he was planning to kill that guy. And they were like, it's impossible. They're in a maximum security prison or whatever. But in his time there, he had become like a handyman and stuff. Like, you know how they get little jobs in the prison and stuff? So what he did was he took a cup and filled it with gunpowder and told the guy in his cell he kind of like befriended him and stuff.
How'd he get gunpowder?
I don't know, like blasting cat powder or whatever. It wasn't like gunpowder specifically. I guess like through the work that he was doing, he somehow got it. Because they would smuggle stuff into him all the time.
Yeah.
Because they tried to kill this guy a bunch of different times. They tried poisoning him, but it just made him sick. It didn't like actually kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, it just made the son of a bitch sick. So what we're going to do is we're going to blow his head off. And what they did was, or what he did, he told the guy that he wanted to have like a comm system that they could talk through, like radios between their cell wall. And he drilled a hole like in between the wall and the other guy's wall. All without the guards knowing, of course. And what he did was he put that cup there, and he put like a little radio receiver and blasting caps all around that. And he was like, come here and listen for the bang to make sure it works. And he lit that blasting cap, and it blew the guy's head off right there in the cell. And then, he pulled the cup out and then covered everything up really quickly, and then walked out. So what's happening? You know what I mean?
I swear this podcast keeps getting darker.
So, anyways,
Wow, Creighton was born in 1575 and 1775.
So, anyways, they got it. They were like, you know what? That's it. We're fucking putting you in the chair or whatever. This is it.
Yeah.
Because this guy had just murdered almost 100 people, and then had one more body count while he was in jail. And I think they got the other guy for because he recorded all their phone conversations. You can go back and find these tapes where he was talking to the guy that had gotten him to do this job for him. And they put him to death, I want to say in 86 in the electric chair. I'm not 100% sure on that. And a lot of people have doubts about whether he killed 89 people or whatever, but the daughter was like, I know my dad's lying, you know what I mean? And he did not lie about killing those 89 people. But they believe part of the reason a lot of the bodies weren't found is because he would just dump them in swamps. So alligators would get them. It would be so much decomposition that it'd be almost impossible. Because I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to a swamp, but it's very hard to look for that.
You couldn't find anything. If you leave a body in a swamp, where in the world was this?
This is in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah.
This is
even here,
just north of Charleston, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, just crabs
Yeah.
could eat a body. I mean, you know what I mean? Just little normal fish
Yeah.
would destroy a body in a week.
And basically,
Let alone bro, imagine if it was in the Everglades or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
What? Meat isn't lasting more than a half hour in the Everglades.
And it's crazy to me because all he would do is just ride around. I mean, granted, this is the 70s, but he would just ride around this hearse and pick up people and then kill them and then haul them in the back of the hearse.
If you ever have to murder anyone, just have fun and believe in yourself.
But the crazy thing is,
Well,
people
Those are words I've
People
said now.
always thought he was crazy anyway because he had this sticker on the back of the hearse that said "I haul dead bodies."
That's definitely a what's the word? It's a red flag.
Yeah, and they were like, "Yeah, that guy's crazy. We're just not gonna fuck with him." But they didn't think he was that crazy. You know
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
just thought it was weird.
Yeah,
Mm.
but this guy was only 5 something or 4 something as far as height goes.
Great, and you old as
Holy.
fuck. Tell us about them good old. Yeah, you're either 245 or 445 years old.
Look, we was making flags and fighting revolutions. That was our slogan back in the day.
Why are your things at 1575 and 1775?
So, when I was gaming a lot, those were my gamer tags. And
Why those numbers?
because I wanted it to be my age at the end, CHC 17, but Xbox wouldn't let me do that, so I had to add the 75 on there. So now
Why
it's
was it
just
75?
I don't know, just that extra number to make it
You just got more numbers.
no,
You couldn't have made it like the year you were born or something.
No. That would have made more sense though.
Yeah.
That number doesn't change. Mine's always changing.
Yeah, then
Now I'm 23.
1597 and 1797 would have made a lot more sense. I mean, technically 75 hasn't changed either.
Yeah.
I would just come up with something a little more original.
What, you don't like
Like-
it?
I mean, it's just what everyone does. Everyone does initials
age?
or name and then the year they were born or how old they are or a number that makes sense.
But my initials are symmetrical. Sort of. If you turn the C around, it's symmetrical. Then it looks like parentheses.
That's not-
H.
That's not what I mean. I just mean that's the stereotype gamer tag.
Well, I was the stereotype gamer back in the day.
Oh shit, I heard about this part. He was straight up, I like to kill people, and they
Yeah.
thought he was joking.
Yeah, exactly. He would just be like, yeah, I kill people and that's what I do, and nobody believed him. Have you look? So I'm pulling up stats on the guy right now. So he died. Oh damn, never mind. They killed him in 91.
Damn, that was a minute ago.
Yeah. But
It takes no longer than 90 seconds for a school of piranha to completely strip an average-sized human child to the bone. How do they know that? A child?
so they found 13 bodies, but it looks like he was only convicted for 9
Man should have just bought a billboard.
and claimed 100 plus.
Damn.
And apparently he was doing crimes from 1953 all the way up to 1982. So 30 years of crimes. His other names are the Meanest Man in America, the Redneck Charles Manson, the Hitchhiker's Killer, and Junior Parrott. And
It's
Pee
really
Wee.
weird that people say shit like that, like the Charles Manson comparison.
Yeah.
It's like Charles Manson didn't really do much. He was just weird. He was just a crazy
Yeah,
guy who
he
like convinced
led
people
a
he was.
cult, basically.
Yeah, he led a cult and convinced other people to kill people. But like people compare him to like
Hitler.
the co-ed killer. Like they,
Yeah.
to me, he's just like a bitch. Like he's a bitch that couldn't kill people himself, so he got stronger,
Well,
bigger
you know, he
people to
was
do it.
like apparently like when he was in jail, he was really popular.
Yeah, he's like a fun person.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show Mindhunter?
Mm-mm.
Bro. Mindhunter on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. It's about the
I've heard about it.
it's
though,
about the behavioral science section of the FBI
and
that was
how it got
formed.
started.
Yeah, and they're the ones who coined the term serial killer,
Yeah.
and they're the ones who like started like studying
Yeah.
like serial killers in prison to catch real serial killers.
That's
How it started working.
That's how what's his name? The guy that plays what's his name in fucking Umbrella Academy. Cha-Cha and
Oh yeah, that's
what's his name? Cha-Cha.
his name's
and
Hazel.
Cha-Cha and Hazel.
Hazel plays Ed Kemper. Ed Kemper was the co-ed killer.
Yes.
He is first off
And
He's amazing.
Yeah.
in the show. He's like he steals every scene that he's in.
Yeah. By the
Uh,
way, Pee Wee was 5'5".
Yeah, he basically was Charles. He was probably Charles Manson in that regard because they're both really
Well,
short.
so the part of like why they think he killed people is because people would pick on him all the time about being as short as he was and being like just little. Because if you look at these pictures,
Well,
of
a
him,
lot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of killers. It's because they were like. It's not all just because they want to kill. Like some
Yeah.
people were like bullied and just abused into it. Like Ed Kemper, he was like 6'7", 6'8" or something. Like just this enormous guy,
Mhm.
but his mother was very abusive to him, and that's why he killed a bunch of women, and then he killed his mom,
Well, yeah. So
and I
like
think his grandmother as well.
his mom had a lot of like stepdads, and like pretty much from the time he was little, like about 12 or so, until he was 18, he was in a juvenile detention place for almost killing this girl. Like they were breaking into a house, and this girl came in, and like he just took a hatchet and like hit her in the, like gouged her in the head with the hatchet and left her to die in a ditch. And she survived and like fingered him as like the guy who had robbed everybody. You
Yeah.
know? And that's why he got in trouble and was in juvie till he was 18. But while he was in juvie, he was getting like gang raped by the boys there, and he was fucking like just being picked on the whole time. It wasn't until he ended up in a state penitentiary about, I want to say in his 20s, like his mid-20s, that he like realized what he had to do to be on top. And there was like
Hey, Sterling.
there was this big dog in the yard, like big guy. It
Yeah.
was like the leader of like these power men that they called him. And what he did was he went up to the guy and slit his throat, and then they were like, "Yeah, like we're not gonna fuck with this guy."
Damn.
And that's how he like overcame that. And that's when they think like him being a serial killer started like really taking hold, because he saw the power in like just killing, and like it was like this addiction to him. Like he had to do it. It was like a power thing for him.
Mm.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me the ones that want to get caught.
Well, I don't think he wanted to get caught necessarily. I just don't think he cared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that too. Like you
He
got to
thought
think
he
about
was so bad, you know what I
you
mean?
got to think about all the like contract killers out there who are
Mhm.
like they're serial killers, but
Yeah.
they're good at it. They're actually good. Like there's some serial killers who are good at it, but they're deranged, so they invent ways to get caught where they'll be okay and like get credit because they want the credit for it. That's what
Yeah.
they want their like name to be forever.
Yeah.
But like imagine the like assassins out there
Yeah.
that have like fucking 300-400 body count, just like a ridiculous amount of deaths, like just like killers for hire that like have never even kind of been caught. You know what I mean? Like
What's up, Sterling?
those people have to be like what kind of person Like, part
I
of me
mean-
thinks they either have to be the most secluded, like, not people in the world, or they're so normal. And that's what scares me. What scares me is, like, you could be a fucking contract. You or me could be, like, contract killers. Like, people
it's
like
a day
us.
job to them.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like they where they travel for work, it's
Yeah.
them traveling to go do a hit.
It's as simple to them.
It's like that show
probably as,
Barry.
like, checking people out.
Have you seen Barry?
Yeah.
You have?
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's Bill Hader, and he plays a he plays
I saw
a
a clip for it actually on YouTube.
yeah, he plays a contract killer, and first off, it's an amazing show.
Mm.
It's a
What's it
comedy.
on?
It's on HBO. It's
I'm not getting HBO. But
Amazing.
there's amazing shows on
I mean, you don't have to get HBO to watch
HBO.
HBO.
I know, but still, I'm not smart enough to do the pirating thing.
It's not. You can never mind. It's not. Anyway, Charlie, when I asked you why your skin looks so great, and you said the blood of Jewish children, I swear to God, I heard the devil laugh. First off, I never said that. I miss you, homie. Miss you too, motherfucker. How you been? Sterling, I'm not gonna sit here and be mad at you for not being in the podcast every night, but I'm kind of mad that you're not.
Sterling, are you gonna be here for the 100th podcast tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the 100th podcast, Sterling.
Yeah.
They should have just reported the body, kind of sus, not reporting and voting them off.
What do
Is
you
that
mean?
is that a fucking is that an Among Us joke, Flint? You're so annoying.
It's crazy though.
Do you know what Among Us is?
Huh.
Oh, bro, there's a game right now. It's like one of the biggest games on Twitch. It's called Among Us. It's 10 players. 2 are imposters. It's like that old, it's like
Oh, Among Us.
Among
Understood.
Us. What do you think I
The
said?
way you're saying it sounds like Among and Us is one word, like Among Us.
Among Us. No, Among Us. But
Use your
you remember
space.
the
Space out your
One
words.
Night Ultimate Werewolf?
No.
You don't?
No.
You never played that with Quentin?
No.
With the cards, like, and the things reading, Coup. Did you ever play Coup with Adam? Oh my God, dude, you missed out on
I think
so
I
many
played
games.
Coup, but like
It's a
one time. And I
so
didn't
there's
really
10
like it.
there's 10 players and there's
And
2
you're trying to figure out
imposters and
who's
you're trying to
the-
figure out who the imposters are before they kill everybody or kill enough of you to win.
It's kind of like Mafia.
Sure, I don't know. I haven't played.
It's
Mafia.
like a game you play with actual people, like with kids and stuff, and like everybody has.
Oh,
different
like at school
roles.
where they all,
and
yeah,
then
where they have
go
like a
to
card
sleep,
or something.
and then like they're like, "Hey, Mafia members, wake up!" and then they pick out who dies and everything like that. And they say, "Deputy, wake up!" and then point out who you think the Mafia person is, and then tell everybody to wake up, and then
I want to see Barry so bad. Nick, watch it. 123movies.com. Anyway, fucking what was I saying? Among Us is just like that. It's that game. It's One Night Ultimate
I've
Werewolf.
seen memes for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's first off, it's amazing.
Everything
It
you
is
say,
so
I
annoyingly
see
entertaining.
memes for like the whole Joe Rogan thing, like and Donald Trump and Joe
Yeah.
Biden. I
The
saw a
memes are
meme for it
rampant right now.
today. Like
Well, it was like it's one of the biggest things being talked
I
about.
know, but it's like I saw it was kind of hilarious because it's like, are you guys ready to debate? And Donald Trump looks amazing, and then Joe Biden looks like a zombie
Yeah,
because he's old.
they're both old.
I know,
They're
but
very.
it's-
They're only like a year apart.
Yeah.
Which is like the funny thing about when people say, like, you have to have, if you're gonna say one thing, go ahead and say the other thing, that they're both.
Oh, they are
old.
both old. Like
With every exhaled breath, Charlie whispers, "Okay, I can hear you, Charlie," and it cuts my soul like a jagged dagger.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I love you.
you think it.
I don't. But anyway, this game, like, I've been watching. I never, have you ever heard of Ninja, the streamer Ninja?
Yes.
I don't really like watching him very much. I don't like watching him play Call of Duty or Fortnite or any of that stuff. I just don't enjoy his content.
Yeah.
But I am starting to become a fan of Ninja because of
what?
Among Us.
Oh, is Among Us
He's
content?
very good at it. He's like he loves it, like, genuinely, and he has like a giant pool of players that he pulls from like every night. They get together and play, and
Is Among Us free?
it's like $5.
And it's on every platform.
I
or-
don't know. I know it's on PC.
Uh,
I don't know if it's on like PS4 or
Xbox.
Xbox or anything.
Yeah.
It is absurdly fun. It is ridiculous, and it's like one of the most fun games ever to watch, because it's like Call of Duty's fun to watch because people are gonna be better than you.
Yeah.
It's fun to play because you can still have a good time even if you're not amazing at it. Among Us, like, it's not good if you can't like competently understand the layout of the map, where people need to be, and how to like cut things off, like how to cut people off and how to cut like sabotage things properly or know that things can be sabotaged, like it can it can really not be fun for you. And it is so fun watching like people like Ninja, who's a very smart person. Like he's very aware.
Yeah.
Like he's like wired for it, and he's playing it, and he is fucking on top of it. It's like watching a chess match where 10 players are playing chess and they don't know who they have to beat. Like it's like imagine 10 people playing on a 10-person chessboard where 2 of them are the ones that have to lose, but you don't know who you're supposed to be beating. Like it's amazing. Ninja Poggers. I think watching Ludwig. I like watching Ludwig play it. Jesus. Everyone has heard of ninjas, Charlie. F you. I don't know.
Hello, Copenhagen.
Hey, Copenhagen. Wait. Greetings, Grundle Gremlins. I love
That's
that.
alliteration right
That's
there.
some alliteration. That's some good alliteration.
I didn't tell my Food Line story yesterday. We
Oh, shit. Wait. No. Fuck your Food Line story for like
What?
20 seconds.
What?
The weather in Allendale County, South Carolina is clear with periodic clouds.
We're doing the weather 40 minutes in.
Yes. 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Precipitation 15%. Humidity 73%.
Welcome
I
to the
never
Shirts Off
understand.
podcast.
A wind 0 miles per hour. Welcome to the Shirts Off Podcast.
What's the humidity?
Happy belated entrance, everybody. What?
What's the humidity?
I just said, bro, you never pay attention. I say humidity twice every day and you don't hear me
Oh,
say it.
hey, it's Kayla's birthday.
Which Kayla?
Kayla, yeah.
Cousin Kayla? Happy birthday, Kayla.
Are we gonna sing it?
Do you want to sing it?
Yes. Wait. Okay.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Happy birthday, Kayla. It's crazy that you're not in the podcast right now. Just saying, that's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like we've done a birthday
forgot
every
it?
podcast this week so far.
Well, not up to me. You just want everyone's
Yeah.
birthday, who
Well,
even if they're not here, to be celebrated.
Remotely, yes.
Man,
if
I
we
really
related
should
to
be
them.
here at the start, huh? Yeah, it's crazy, Flint. You forgot it? What the fuck? Yeah, I forgot all that.
Yeah,
I
you
just
did
saw the
forget.
tab. Food
It's
line
because
story.
Flint wasn't here to remind you.
Time shapes things into art. Just look at the Grand Canyon or our universe expanding over billions of years. Aged wine is the best wine. This is why I fuck with gilfs. I found only okay, weathered by time. I
Charlie, you
never said that.
That's why you like talking to old ladies, huh?
Anyway, tell your Food Line story.
So there I was, and I was in Food Line, and I was walking across the front end, and my eyes landed on him, a guy at the service desk, with a bag, a Walmart bag, crumpled up. I walk over to him, my heart pounding in my chest. And he goes, and he holds it, and I approach him, and he goes, and he holds it up to my face. And he opens the bag, and he's like, smell this. And I said, no, thank you. What is it? And I will, what is it? I'll refund you. He said, no, I want you to smell. I said, no, I will not. Just tell me what it is, and I will either replace it or give you your money back for it. And he said, oh, shrimp. To which I said, what was wrong with it? Because I was curious. I didn't smell it at all. He was like, well, I went and opened the bag, and thawed out the shrimp. It's frozen shrimp. And he's like, they just smell bad. I said, well, it's fish. What do you expect? And
Shrimp or crustaceans.
That's my Food Line story.
I thought at the beginning of this, the way you worded this and the way that you and your dumbass sense of humor works, you said, I saw him with a Walmart bag. I thought you were going to be mad that someone had a Walmart bag at Food Line.
No.
Like, whenever you see a Sonic guy at, Little Caesars, you're like, this is some kind of crime happening. That's what I thought was happening. I thought you were mad that someone had a Walmart thing.
This is going to lead me into a conversation about why people bring back meat that's bad to grocery stores and feel like that you have to smell it in order to justify it being bad. You don't. Just bring me the barcode.
And I'll get you some new meat.
We'll call it a day. You don't have to show me. They're always shoving it into your face saying, smell this. And I'm like, no, I'm great. I'm good. And do you, if you were in that position, Charlie, what goes through your mind? What's the mindset of having that?
Wait, what do you mean?
So say you're at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've just bought some bison. You open up the bison and it's bad.
I honestly don't care. I take the $10
but-
loss and I buy a new bison.
Okay, but this is like you do care and you want your money back. All right, put yourself in that mindset. Are you gonna then take that
And be
raw-
like, smell this.
and sometimes it'll be warm, like they've left it in their car, like they've been other places to run
Yeah.
errands and they just left it out. Like, I just don't don't bring it back. I don't care. Either bring your receipt or bring like the barcode or something. You don't have to bring it. I don't want to smell it. Nobody wants to smell it. We're just gonna throw it away. Like, there's no point in it. Like, this is a PSA to all you motherfuckers out there that ever like goes to a grocery store with bad meat. Just don't bring it back. Just bring a barcode, a receipt. Like, you know what I mean? Just do that. Don't try to bring me bad meat and be like, this is bad, and I want you to smell it, 'cause I will not. I won't. And it breaks my heart every time. This is what's killing us as a society.
I'm debating on executing Operation MILF. Well,
Do it. Go
There you
for
go.
it. It worked for me.
you could do it, Sterling. I believe in you.
It worked
All
for
I'm
me.
saying is if I was a 60-year-old woman and I saw you,
60. That's a gilf, Charlie. He said MILF.
you think people that are not that crazy old are way older than they are.
No.
Like
hear
you
me out,
think
hear me
like you
out.
hear about
I
like
would
50-year-olds
say
and
a
think they're
MILF
ancient.
is a solid like 20 to 50.
A MILF is a 20 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
20.
20 to 50. Any older than that's a cougar, and then when they get into 60, they're like gilf. There's a small window for cougarism.
Creighton, what? Yeah, right? Sterling,
You
I
can
have
be 20 and have a kid
Charlie, I
and
found
be
a really
hot.
for
That
the
makes
weather.
you a MILF, right?
I mean, I guess technically by definition, but like people don't think of a MILF as like a 20-year-old.
Okay, well, I'm technically dating a MILF, so what about that?
I mean,
Would you
again,
not say that Kristen's a MILF?
again, this is a stereotype conversation.
'Cause I think she's a MILF.
60? 20? Like I like how the 20 has like twice as many question marks. MILFs are usually between 28 and 45. How the fuck do you
Usually.
have it down to that number?
Well, look, me and
like
Sterling, me and
I
Sterling have
I agree more with
researched-
that.
Me and Sterling have researched this for years. If you check out Cyclops Day, you'll see our cliff notes on this. But like specifically, I lean more towards if you have a kid and you're hot, you're a MILF. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say anyone below 19 with a kid is, or below 20 is with a kid is like that, because that's just, I don't date anybody below 20. I refuse to. That's the new rule.
Could be worse. When I worked at Walmart, people would deadass try to return a fucking rifle. Like, yeah, bro, ATF would be 1,000% down for that. I totally believe you didn't just murder a small family. Creighton, my ex would be a MILF, and she's 21.
Yeah. That's the, cause like I've dated MILFs before.
What about an 18-year-old who has a kid? Is that a MILF?
I wouldn't date an 18-year-old.
I don't care that you wouldn't date her. Is that a MILF?
Is she hot?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
'Cause I wouldn't fuck her. Like a MILF
Unless
stands
she's
for
hot.
Mom.
Wow.
Mom. MILF stands for mom. I'd like to fuck.
Right.
right?
So if she's not hot, you wouldn't want to have sex with her.
Maybe
That's
not.
crazy.
It depends.
crazy.
I'd have to see her. Like, what are you talking about?
She had her kid at 18. MILF equals hot. Exactly. That's what. Like what? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's not 100%.
MILF does equal hot. Like, you have to be attracted to somebody to want to fuck them.
You have to be attracted. Doesn't mean they have to be attractive. There's a difference.
They have to be hot to you.
Again, that's not always.
It just
what
means
that
that you're attracted to them. There was a whole episode of the
Does
Office
not
debated
equal
to
hot.
this.
Anyway. She's 41.
Oh, she's 41.
Wait, you
Go
mean
f-
21
good
or
for you,
40?
Star. No, the
Oh,
one
you
he's
mean
talking-
the gym lady? Yeah.
Sterling, send me pictures. I just want to see.
If he has pictures, I'm worried.
No, I just want to see. Like, I want to know like what he's going after. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like
I got you. Oh my God, he has
Don't
pictures.
take this
The
so
laws of attraction are
What about-
complicated.
Huh?
The laws of attraction are complicated.
What? Oh yeah, you can see. But just don't take this the wrong way, Kristen. But like, like it's kind of like fishing. You know what I mean? Like you could like show pictures of the fish to like your guy friends and be like, oh, that's a nice one. Or,
You've
oh,
listened to
that's
one too many Patrice O'Neill specials.
who's Patrice O'Neill?
He's a comedian. Never mind.
Oh.
It's a joke he has.
Is that really a joke he has?
Yes, he has
Oh,
a joke.
shit.
He has a joke about I
What?
DM'd a
What does
tweet
Bart say?
from you.
Hold on.
Hit different.
part says you can look at the menu as long as you eat at home.
I've heard that. That's very similar to the Patrice O'Neal joke.
Yeah.
His joke is I don't even want to say it 'cause I'll butcher it.
How do I do
How do I DM stuff
Oh,
on
wait,
Discord?
wait.
Go to
You can text
CHC
it to me. I have your number.
or
so-
there. Yeah, do that.
Or you could just Twitter me, or you can look. All our information stuff is right.
yeah,
down
everything's
here.
right
Or
next to
right
Creighton.
down here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
But I'm pretty sure we're friends on Snapchat. Maybe.
He'll
Okay.
send it to you on Discord.
Okay. You remember when Donovan uploaded
Excuse
his
me.
sex video to Cyclops Day?
No, I don't go in that video.
Okay,
in
so
that, in
Donovan
that
uploaded
place.
his sex video to Cyclops Day. It was him and his girlfriend.
Okay, porn.
Yeah, and Chris immediately deleted it.
Good, good, good job,
Chris was looking out. Good job, Chris.
Jesus Christ. Donovan would do that shit.
He would. It was awful. I didn't see it because Chris deleted it before I saw it. But I was like, "What happened here?" And Chris filled me in. I said, "Was it good?" He said, "Oh, damn, she's pretty."
I want to see it. Yeah.
She doesn't look 41 at all. Like she looks our age. This is a whole Travis.
I know some gorgeous women in their like late 40s who like legitimately, if you looked at them, would guess like very youngest like 28, but
This-
like I would totally believe 30,
Yeah.
31. Like
This is a whole Travis situation all over again. Remember when we were talking to Travis?
should be staring too. Oh my god. Sterling.
Remember when we were talking to Travis and we thought he was like
You know what I'm saying?
fucking like our age, like 25 at least.
Yeah, and he's like fucking 80.
Yeah, he's like
30.
40. Is he 45?
He's
or something?
35.
He's 35.
35
yeah.
years. I was like, what?
And he doesn't look it at all. Thorough. I miss Travis. Where the fuck is he?
Gonna get this Tootsie Roll. That's a spirit.
Do you have the long Tootsie Roll or the
Yeah, like normal
the
size
store.
or the really long skinny one or the really long big one.
yeah, or do you have the king size one?
This Hershey Kiss. Oh, damn.
They call mine the
The
hubcap.
Hershey Kiss. This Slim Jim.
It's Jimmy Dean sausage biscuit.
That Sasquatch beef. I'm getting mixed results. I can't
Remember
tell
we went
which.
to the beef jerky place at the mall, or not at the mall, at the beach.
Yeah, that place was amazing.
There was two of them in the
in the same place.
yeah.
I was like, what?
Oh shit, probably not. It's been like months ago, Kristen.
I want a
I'm pretty
Tootsie
sure my
Roll.
mom
Are you a
threw it
MILF?
out.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, there we go. Now there's flirting in chat.
What?
Blake said, I want a Tootsie Roll, and Sterling said, are you a MILF?
Blake might be.
Blake might be. I wouldn't be surprised if Blake was a
Blake is secretly a milf.
if he was a catfish, if he was a MILF instead
Yeah.
of like a 20-year-old dude or however old he's trying to be.
Have you ever watched the
In
the
Greenland.
catfish episode of It's Always Sunny?
I haven't watched It's Always Sunny yet.
So like, there's this episode, and this girl's talking about like, oh, it was awful. This girl catfished me, and then she leaked my news online. And Mac is with D, and Mac goes, oh my god, that's awful. Where did she leak those? Like, where? What website?
What's the URL?
Yeah.
Do you have screenshots?
And that's become like a meme, like sort of, because like it'll be like, you know, the new Avengers game is available on whatever platforms. I'm like,
That's terrible.
wow. I know it's terrible, but they're like, wow, what site or whatever. People liked it. Why
Like-
is it terrible? Did we talk about that yesterday on the podcast?
Not on the podcast. I
Do you
don't
want
think.
to talk about it?
I don't care. It's horrible. What I've seen is garbage.
So
It's
let's-
like not even.
So keep in mind, neither one of us have played it yet.
That's a good thing to say.
But-
I have not played the game. I haven't even wanted to play it. Neither is Creighton.
It's like,
But I've watched so many people play it, and
so tell me
it
what
just
you've
looks-
seen, because all I've heard is like secondhand. I haven't watched.
it
the actual
freezes
gameplay.
all the time.
I've heard that. Buggy
The
freeze.
animations are really buggy.
Yes.
The story is just not like amazing by
will-
any means, and the gameplay, from what I've heard, is like some of the combat is great, but like you never play as the people you want to play as for long enough to enjoy it. Like when you play as the Hulk, you like, can't. It's just punching. It's like you're not doing anything. You're
And
just punching as the
you
Hulk.
can't like throw stuff.
You can't throw stuff. You can't do anything like that. I heard that Iron Man is pretty great to play as, but
I've heard
other
that
than
too.
him, it's like just not fun.
Oh.
Nolan North plays Iron Man in the game. Who he's like my favorite voice actor
Yeah.
for video. Him and Troy Baker are both.
I've heard
very
a bunch
good
of people
voice
tell
actors.
me, or a bunch of people say that they'd rather this be an Iron Man game specifically instead of an Avengers game, because it's like the gameplay and the story doesn't like feel like an Avengers story. It feels like a very much Iron Man story.
Yeah, and like I heard some. I was watching girlfriend reviews on YouTube, and they have a video, and the boyfriend on girlfriend reviews was like going on a rant about this one because he's like a mega nerd.
Oh, he was on it this time?
Yeah, I mean he's on every episode technically. He's always the one playing, but he's also like you'll just hear little voiceovers of him while he's playing.
Yeah.
She's just the one conducting the review from her point of view.
Yeah.
And at the beginning and the end of this video, he like rants about how like ridiculous the whole thing is, and he says something along the lines. It's either, I can't remember if it was him or her that said it, but one of them said, "It feels like this game feels like what TV shows and movies did in the 80s and 90s by putting like their logo on
they
a new
slapped
video game
somebody on there.
because it's a good
like
marketing
the Full
campaign."
House in Nintendo
There's
DS
like a
game.
yeah,
or
it's like
you know, the
it's like they know that they have a marketable name.
that's
so
what they
they're
were.
just-
That's
exactly,
what I've heard.
and they could just ship it.
and you
and
can't
it'll
do
sell.
games like that.
And you can't do games like
because
that anymore
The gaming
'cause
industry's changed.
The gaming
so
industry
much.
makes more money than the film industry.
Yeah, and
like more than double.
and it's been proven games with plots do better than games that are just like names slapped on them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like obviously if one, but two, like
or
not
if
just
they have
better.
like an amazing multiplayer.
yeah, exactly. Like, but the ones that do have that amazing story, I mean, like The Last of Us 2, the Uncharted games, God of War, bro.
Red Dead Redemption
Red
2.
Dead Redemption 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Fucking
Halo Reach.
Halo Reach.
The Halo games all
Halo
together.
period. Like there's so many means of storytelling in video games.
It's like
that it's-
ridiculous that this one
It's
doesn't have the
becoming a
strongest
better
plot.
storytelling
way or
catalyst or method than some movies and film and TV are.
yeah. 'Cause
Like
you're
don't get me wrong,
there.
I think the ultimate storytelling is television.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not movies, not video games. I
Because-
think that TV is the best because like you have the most time to flesh out
Yes,
characters and
yes.
a story.
And you
But-
can sit there and like really experience it, whether instead of it like having to be like the one thing that you can focus on. In a particular
Exactly.
moment.
Like if you go to the movies, you can't go to the movies and watch Game of Thrones every week.
yeah.
Like when a new
By
episode
the
comes
way,
out.
we went to the movies today and it was amazing. They're showing Black Panther and a bunch of other stuff
Yeah.
right now. Anyways,
I know.
you go ahead. Go ahead.
But excuse me. Shit.
Whoa, watch your
So
language.
this Marvel movie game, like is like that. It's like those old games. Like apparently it's just like it's like the people who made it didn't
It's
know
like-
that they could tell a story if they wanted
Yeah.
to. And like there's a story apparently, but it's just
It's
not.
not as good. It's
It's
like
not very good.
it's
Apparently.
like a B roll or a B rated Marvel movie basically. Or
Yeah.
MCU movie. And that
So
sucks to
anyways-
me because I've seen stuff for the game like and everybody looks kind of weird in it anyway. Like, have you seen the designs for like the costumes and stuff? Or not
Yeah,
the
like,
costume.
the-
it looks really weird.
like the people look kind of like the
The
only
only
one
one
that
who
looks
looks
pretty
good-
normal is Iron Man.
yeah, and Hulk.
And Hulk. Hulk looks pretty dope, honestly.
Like Thor.
Thor looks a little
really
weird.
Yeah, he's like bald,
Cap looked kind of like
bulky.
not just bulky. Like I get bulky. He's Cap. Like you could have like a Batman looking Captain America, and I'd understand. Like
Yeah.
in terms of like just raw like
his
muscle.
armor and stuff.
Yeah, but like it looked old. Like his uniform
Oh,
looked like
yeah.
it was from the '60s still or something. Like he never died and just lived through the '60s and had like shitty armor. It just didn't
His
seem
shield
good.
looked good, but that's a circle with another circle in it.
Yeah, it's
star
like
in
it
the
looked
middle.
like his shield. His shield, you can't fuck his shield up. If you do, something's real off.
Black Widow looked okay.
But I mean, yeah, that's like
It was
how do
just
you
her-
fuck that up?
yeah.
Like
Fucking Miss Marvel. I like the way she looked too.
she looks cool, but apparently her gameplay is just so
yeah,
boring.
yeah.
A lot of the gameplay, like even the Hulk, like he was like there were like 8 clips in the girlfriend review of him just saying, "I wish I was having fun," because like the movement, like all of it is just
blocky.
not blocky. It's like nothing. Like half of the movement sections where you're like running or chasing is literally a straight line jumping.
I don't
Like the Hulk scenes
So-
are all him jumping like through a straight up pathway in a building where he legit has to like run and jump on platforms and jump down to platforms and run and jump up to platforms, and it's just a straight line of doing that. And the Iron Man one where you're in the clouds, you're literally going vertical with a target and you're just maintaining like line of sight with the target.
I don't understand.
That's the whole movement system.
I don't understand too how we can have like such a great game like the Arkham games, and not have like a good.
Well, it's just who's in charge of it. Like with
Yeah.
Marvel, it's like not. There's a reason there's not a lot of Marvel games. Like the DC games
are really good.
are really good, but they're not made by like the DCEU people. Like it's
Yeah.
not like those people don't have all
they
the
have
rights.
actual game developers.
They have
behind it.
developers for it. Like they have people who know what they're doing. The Batman Arkham games are some of the best Batman material
ever.
you can get.
Yeah.
They're better. They're like as good as, if not better than, some of the shows and some of the comics.
Yeah.
They're like par with the best stuff in Batman.
Yeah.
Like Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are fucking incredible.
And you feel like you're Batman.
And you
I've
feel like
never-
you're Batman,
That's
bro.
why I heard this guy reviewing it say, like, you don't feel like you're an Avenger. You feel like you're playing a game. And
Yeah.
that's- shouldn't
And when you
be-
play Arkham Asylum,
Yeah.
you're Batman.
And Arkham City, too.
Arkham City's
Arkham City, I
great.
feel like, just takes everything from Arkham Asylum and
And like
turns it
turns
up.
it up and makes it great.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I think is better about Asylum is that every chapter feels like its own show.
Yeah.
Like in City, it's cool, but it's like it becomes that open world. Like every game's open world now, and
Mhm.
that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, but it's a little annoying because every game is starting to have very like obvious tells.
Yeah.
And that game is amazing, and it's so fun and so good, but it feels almost like this is completely me just pulling the only negative out of a great thing just
Yeah.
to like point it out. The only negative to that game to me is the open worldness and how open world it is. Like I get having an open world like GTA or like Red Dead, like these open world games, and I
Those
get
make sense.
it makes sense, and even Arkham City makes sense for what the game is.
Yeah.
But the thing that was so great about Arkham Asylum is that because of the way the narrative is pushed,
You're stuck in this asylum.
you're stuck in the asylum, and there's some open worldness to the asylum, but only so much. Kind of
Yeah.
like the old like Sly Cooper games,
Yeah.
like that kind of open world where like you can go to this place if you want and go re-explore, but ultimately you have a next place you need
I
to be.
miss Sly Cooper games. They,
They
were
were so-
fun.
dude, I want them to make a new one so bad.
Where, can
I
you
feel
play
like
the
they are.
old ones on anything?
I don't
now?
think so.
Damn.
Because they're PlayStation 2 only. They never made a PlayStation 3 one, I don't
They're
think.
not reverse compatible at all.
I don't think. But they might make them one day.
I hope so.
We'll see. Those games were so
Return
great.
of the King.
Sly
Return of
Cooper.
the raccoon.
Sly Cooper.
The Thievius Raccoonus.
Yeah. What was the one? Shit.
The second one.
The second one's amazing.
The third one is a game.
Yeah, I didn't like the third one.
I
didn't finish it.
bad.
The end of the second one's fucking incredible.
I know.
When he's in the helicopter, and they're going around, and you realize that like he's like killing time, and like it's just to escape, like it's to like get her sleepy, and like bro, shit. That game was so good. I remember watching that, and that was like that was my first video game
That was
moment
my first video game experience.
of not ever. Like that was my first moment playing a game where I was like, that was amazing.
Sly Cooper.
Like that part of the story, like that like
yeah.
click twist ending at the end. I was like,
Sly Cooper.
games can do this.
In the Thievius Raccoonus.
Is that the second one?
That's the first one.
That's the first one.
Is like the first gameplay experience I ever had. You know what I mean? Like as far as like that in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban video game that was like a companion to the movie was like the very first game experience I ever had. Now the first game that I ever loved was Lego Star Wars. Like the very first like Lego Star Wars 2 with the when it was the original trilogy. And then I got the first one and I got the second one and I played through all those.
I'm trying to think. Like Halo was probably the next.
Halo
big.
was the first Xbox game I ever played.
Halo was like the first.
What was Halo Reach specifically?
Halo, like the very first Halo game was probably the first like real, like story game I ever played, and it's such a good game, bro. Dude, the music in Halo is. I mean, it's hard to find better music,
Oh yeah.
like
The
in anything.
Going back to Asylum though, like the only thing I couldn't get into about it was that the hallways. You know what I mean? That you had to be like running down and stuff. It's like I'm a very like I like being able to walk around places,
Mhm.
and like the hallways just made me dizzy after a while, like playing it.
When you are hiding from Killer Croc,
Yeah.
bro, I couldn't play it. It took
It
me
was
like a
scaring
week
you?
to go back because I was scared. I was such a bitch. I'm still like a bitch with scary like I say that I'm getting better about scary things in games. Like in the Last of Us 2, there's some pretty fucking scary shit that goes down, and it was
It was jarring.
No, it was very easy for me, and I didn't realize how scary it was until I played it with Kayla, and she was like really scared,
Mm.
and I was like, I bet I would have been really scared of this, but I love The Last of Us so much, and didn't care about what would be objectively scary that it's not scary to me anymore. This is just The Last of Us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like I have shared trauma with that universe.
Yeah.
Where it's like I've played the first game like 4 times now all the way through, and like you just don't get scared of what is like air quotes scary because you know everything that's coming now.
Yeah.
And like even in the second one, like there's things that are scary that are new. There's a couple things that scared the fuck out of me, like jump scared me, but I immediately was okay with it because I understood it was a jump scare, and like now I know that logically what comes next is the gameplay part where you like look for and find the infected and kill them and everything, and it's awesome and it's fun, and I wasn't scared. I got scared for real like 2 or 3 times the game, and the game's like 20 to 26 hours long depending on how you play it. It's amazing. It's still the best piece of entertainment I've ever witnessed. To me, that is my opinion.
Gee.
To me, that is still my favorite piece of anything entertainment ever. It's
Not
fucking
Fantastic
incredible.
Four, the original movie.
No. Charlie, put your knee down, you fucking slut whore. My bad. The Statue of Liberty was the sexiest character in Ghostbusters 2. I agree.
Yeah. You want to wrap soon? Like 15.
Okay, I mean,
Just 'cause my grandma got on me 'cause like I spent the night at Kristen's and she's wanting to wake up and go look at cars or something tomorrow.
that does sound like something your grandmother would want to do.
Yeah.
And we can wrap now if you need to.
No. I just like in like 4 minutes would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes.
Well,
like 4 minutes.
Like we could like wind it down some and talk. To
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah, I
talk
understand.
To chat, like see how everybody else is doing.
Guys, tomorrow's the 100th podcast.
Oh, and I figured out. how
Are
I'm
you gonna fucking be here?
Right, and I figured out how I'm gonna give away the suit jacket.
Okay.
Whoever has the most channel points. You don't think so?
We'll come up with something in a few minutes. Well, off stream we'll discuss it.
Okay.
Actually, fuck it. Let's discuss it right now.
'Cause we got
Wait, answer my question. What's your question? Big beautiful women?
Yes. We know a bunch of big beautiful women.
I mean, yeah.
Why are you looking for us to set you up? I thought you were going after your.
I need me some. You need some big
well,
beautiful
come down to
women friends.
Lancaster and hang out with us then.
Yeah, nerd. Guys, Nick, Sterling, anyone else, Blake, anyone who's here,
Yes, we're gonna be giving away a blazer tomorrow, and you're giving away a hat.
and I'm giving away a hat. I'm off till October.
How are you doing?
When do you get off work tomorrow?
I get off at 11.
Okay. What are you doing right after work?
Coming here to do the
Like
podcast.
immediately?
Yeah, 'cause I get off at 11.
Okay.
That's what I normally do.
I know, but like usually you get off at 11, but you always get here at like 11:45.
Well, no, I don't get off right at 11. Most time.
Try and get off like as soon as you can.
I know.
Like,
But
just be like,
you know,
"Guys,
most of
I
the
need you to
time
do
I'm
this
getting
tonight."
here, it's like just like 10 minutes before I get here is when I'm actually walking out the door.
Yeah. I'm off till October. Damn.
Damn. That's
Really?
That's a long.
Well, be here tomorrow. We have a big giveaway tomorrow. Not like a big. It's not just the big giveaway is the only
It's
thing.
the 100th episode.
It's the
a
100th
milestone.
episode.
And Charlie's giving away a hat. How are you doing that, by the way?
I don't know. What I'm probably gonna show you here in a second is a giveaway tool that we can just pull up.
Is it like a thing? Like
It's
you
like a
put in
spinning
names
thing.
and
Yeah, you
then-
put in names, you spin a wheel.
Okay.
And what we'll do is like what we can do is we can incorporate the channel points. Like if you have 5,000 or
Nick said he
10,000
wants-
channel points,
Nick said he wants my microphone.
it'll be like a certain amount of channel points to like enter the giveaway or something.
Yeah.
Is how we'll do it. I have a blazer and it's black like my outlook on life, but I want your microphone. I'm not doing a microphone giveaway. I'm sorry. I love
Imagine
you.
if we did do a mic.
Imagine.
Giveaway. And we
That'd
give
be
away
kinda cool.
like Mike, your roommate.
What I might do is tomorrow. What I might do
What?
is tomorrow I might and tonight even I'll start juicing the fact that we have the 100th
Yeah.
podcast tomorrow and that there's a giveaway, and I'll also do like we'll do like a big Discord call or something with everybody,
Yes.
like with a bunch of people as well at some
Okay.
point maybe,
That'd be fun.
and we'll just make
What's
it
on
like
the itinerary for tomorrow?
that.
Giveaway, Discord call. Are we gonna try to get Adrian on?
I don't want to have like any guests
I got
here.
you.
You know,
Yeah.
like I want it to be very much you and me.
Because of COVID.
Sure, that's why.
Because you're paranoid.
I just don't like having people here for the podcast.
Oh, I got you.
I mean, Kristen's cool 'cause she doesn't talk.
Kristen is awesome.
I like when people are here. Like when Joel was here for like 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and literally said nothing until you left, and we asked him to sit there and be a
Yeah.
psychologist when we talked about fucking personality.
that was
stuff.
awesome. by
Like
the
it
way.
was literally like the stars aligned for that moment. Like
Mhm.
Joel is a great studio audience member because he doesn't say literally. Like I don't like.
he just experiences it. you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like I hear you, you hear me. I don't want to take these headphones off or anything.
Yeah.
Like this is the podcast. I don't
Yeah.
want like the podcast to be us and then people on here not being able to hear whatever's happening because they
Yeah.
can barely hear us when our mics are like this.
Yeah.
Let alone if someone is not even near the mics talking. I like doing the podcast. Like, I like doing the podcast.
yeah.
And so, if we do it in Discord, we'll be able to hear everybody. They'll be able to hear us. That'll all work.
And we'll do the weather 40 minutes in again.
Yeah, right. Where's the weather gonna be?
Tomorrow.
Let's
Around
see.
it.
I'm gonna know but not tell everybody. Okay.
Can you tell us what state?
Michigan.
Okay.
The weather is Michigan for the 100th podcast.
Alexandra, Michigan.
No. Is that a place?
Oh no.
Wonder if it's a place. Hold on. Alexander. No, we've already skipped the AL. Or we're in the ALs right now, but
Yeah.
we only have 2 left, and they're Michigan, then California, and then we're into the AMs.
Anaheim.
No, Anaheim.
Anaheim.
Anaheim is AN.
And Anaheim.
I could sit quietly and not make inappropriate comments. I promise. I won't shout penis even once. Nick,
We could play the.
I don't know if I could ever let you be on the podcast, like be in the room with us.
We could play the penis game on the podcast tomorrow. Did you ever play that in middle school?
Not in school, but I've played it at home a lot,
So
like online, like in Discord with my friends.
So we played the penis game.
My
in
dad would
school a
walk
lot.
in and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm screaming penis as loud as I can to assert dominance." And he's like, "Okay." And then he was just like,
David, our friend David, that was in the military and stuff. He would play that game with me and our other friend a lot in middle school.
he did it in high school, and he would just start and be like, "You guys want to play penis? Okay, penis!" Like that. He would just scream it.
Yeah.
Like he'd go penis, like so
Yeah.
loud. And I was like, "Well, you win."
Would you
I'm not what?
You wouldn't yell it?
I know.
Why?
I would never. I didn't want to.
Fragile masculinity.
There's a bug. There's a bug in here.
Get it.
No, it's over there by you.
Huh.
It looks like a cricket.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
It's
Are we
it's
gonna-
crawling towards Evie, but she doesn't know. She's asleep. What?
Are we gonna go ahead and?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap. Listen, we love you guys. We'll be here tomorrow night. It'll be
Tomorrow Square.
probably before midnight, but probably right at midnight. It's a good guess. We gotta do a 2-hour podcast at least tomorrow. We gotta have a
Yes.
fucking. We
Oh,
have to have
yeah,
a beefy
absolutely.
one. We love you guys,
That's what I say every time.
and we will see you tomorrow for the 100th episode of the Shirts Off podcast. Have a great night. Good night, and we love all of you.